Alright folks, welcome back to Gregg's Vintage Workshop. Working on the AirKing 4000A cabinet. And this will be part 3. Reassembly, repair and reassembly. So a couple things I did off screen before I started was, if you remember, this part had broken. There was a section broken right through here. They had broken out, and then it broke over here. So I sanded it and I glued it, and this is parchment paper here, so the glue doesn't really stick to it. And so I'd put it on there and I'd glued it and sanded it smooth. So this is going to be the side that gets the new walnut veneer, and this is the side that originally had the pieces, remember, that were damaged and broke off. I'm going to go ahead and glue these back on. This needs this running in this opposite direction. The grain in this is running vertical, whereas the grain in this is running horizontal. So I got a couple of pieces of wood here that I'm going to use to put pressure on it once I glue this on here. But it's kind of be like arranging a puzzle, and we will see if we can get that on there and get it compressed. Now if you look at this, you can see it's wavy. This is the damage. I think it was the water damage. Now I don't know how compressed I can get that, but it'll definitely be better than it was, and it'll definitely be better than not having it on there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do here. I got this Gorilla wood glue, and I'm going to spread some on there just using my finger. Maybe I will. I think my thing has a little plugged up there. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to be using my borders to try and line this up, get it back in where you guys can see this. Until I get all pieces in place, I probably won't have it exact. I might not have it exact anyway, but we'll get it as best we can. So just kind of like a puzzle here, just putting it all together. Really, most concern I got is making sure that I don't overlap at the top or the bottom. On the sides here, it looks like the whole thing needs to shift that way a little bit. Looks like I'm missing a little chip of a piece right there, but I'm not too worried about that. As long as it's together and glued, I can sand the rest. It actually looks pretty good through there. It might be slid over a little bit. Alright, not too bad. Alright, and what I'm going to do is take my parchment paper And just set it right on top of that, like that. And I'm going to put my wood on top like that. And then I'm going to try and find something I can put on it for weight. Get a good even smash on it. I know a good heavy thing, that's for sure. That's that speaker on my Atwater Kent. It's pretty heavy. So we'll just set that speaker right there. Hopefully that'll give us a good even pressure on that. And we'll come back when that's had time to set up. Okay, we're back. It's been about an hour since I put this on here. So let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a little loose through here. I might have to clamp that. Put a little more glue in there and clamp that. Looks a little loose right here too. For the most part, it's on there, but we'll have to add a little more, I think. But before I do that, I think what I'm going to do is work on the veneer. So, because I can clamp the whole thing then at that point. So, boy, I had to search high and low to find my veneer. I knew I had some. So here's the veneer I got here. And it looks like I can get a full sheet on here with no problem. I like the grain on that. That looks pretty. I think that'll look good on there. I could go darker to lighter, like that, or something else. Alright. You know, I actually do have a ruler right here. I got a ruler. And that'll form a straight edge. Figure out how wide I need it to be. Looks like 5.5. If I go from the end line right here, not the end of the ruler, maybe a hair over 5.5. I might make it and then make it bigger and then grind it down a little bit. Alright, let me mark this thing out and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So I trimmed this piece of walnut veneer so that I could get it evened up here on the bottom and leave it long on the top for sanding it down, and to allow me to get it even on the sides as much as possible. So I think we can go with that. Lay that there. Let's go ahead and get glue on this. Try not to make too much of a mess here. Good cover. So, now let's see if we can get this thing on here. And I gotta get it lined up at the bottom, and I want to make sure I got it halfway lined up at the sides so it's even. Try and get it somewhat stuck down where I want it, so I got good glue coverage. And it back where I need it to be. I think I stuck that thing on upside down. I got a scratch right there. Well, don't that just stink? I'll have to sand that out now. Hopefully it's not super deep. Leave it to me to screw it up. Alright, feels like we're pretty even on our side edges. And I think I'm where I want to be at the bottom. Hanging over a little bit, which is what I want. Alright, now let's pick this up. I want it perfectly flat. And since I want it perfectly flat, the best place for me to put it is on the bench right here. Perfectly flat. And looks like I got it where I want it. Alright. That really hacks me off that I put that thing on backwards, but not much I can do about it now. I'm not going to waste the piece and cut me a new piece. Slipped or not. That looks pretty good. Alright. So, I decided I'm not going to glue that other side yet. And I want this to set first. So, let's go ahead and get my weight on top of that. I think I'm going to put the entire chassis for the Atwater Ken on here instead of the speaker. It's a lot heavier. So I put the whole chassis on there, the whole Atwater Ken chassis on there. That thing weighs about 40 pounds. So that should give me enough weight on that. Till that sets up, it's got to set for at least 30 minutes, if not longer. So I think I'll show you where I am on the actual radio itself, because we're going to start gluing that together while this is setting up. I got to move the camera to do that though, some other bench. Here we are back at the cabinet, and as you can see, I got the green and white latex out of that. I'll clean it up a little bit better before I finish it, obviously, but I got to get this thing glued up. So I think the first thing we're going to do is try and get the side glued back on here. And you see that I had a little broken piece up. Well, you can't because it's off the screen. A little broken piece here, but I'm just going to leave that in there. And I'll fill that up with some fill stick once I get this glued in place. So we're going to try and see if we can't get this to fit up snug like it should. It's like it doesn't want to sit exactly where it's supposed to sit. Of course, that might be where it was. I might just have to squeeze that together with my clamps, which obviously I got to squeeze it together with my clamps. So let's get some glue here and see what we can do. Glue here and see what we can do here. How about that? Alright. So, I'm going to put some glue on here. I guess it'll help if I open the glue. Get some glue on here. Got to get it on my pieces. And this one is definitely going to goosh up, but I think once I get it clamped, I can, there I am, see? I should be able to wipe the excess off, I would think. But we're going to make sure I want to make sure I got plenty on here. Let's see, I think I need some. I think I need some in here. And let's see, that is this way. We got it there. Yeah, I think that's right. So let's put this thing together. Catch some of this glue that's dripping out, or it's going to mess me up. You guys don't have a very good vantage point for what I'm doing right here. I'm going to slide you back a little bit. I got glue kind of dripping down in here. Let me go get my other clamp real fast. I'm back, and I just bumped you. But I'm getting my clamp so I can hopefully get this drawed back on up here where it needs to be. Alright, so I moved you guys off the tripod so I can show you what I got here. So I wiped all the ooze out, and I was real happy with the coverage because I wound up having to do a lot of cleanup in here. I got a lot of really good ooze from all of the joints and rundown, and I wanted that because that means I got good glue in there. So I think it's going to be good once it sets up. So that's what we got going on with this side right now. And I got to wipe down pretty good, so I think it will be alright as far as the finish. But I'll have to surface sand everything anyway when I get it all done. But so that's that. So we're glued here. We're waiting for that to clamp. And obviously I can't put the front in here until after it's all set up and such. And then before I can put the bottom on, I have to put the front in, obviously, and then I'll glue the bottom on. So this let this set up for a while, and we'll come back. Okay, so while I've been waiting for the cabinet to dry, I've been cleaning this up. This dried off. So I've got the new veneer on the front. I got the hole reamed out. I basically just took my razor blade knife and went around and scored it enough times from the inside out. On these I took my X-Acto knife and I stabbed down like that. This was sitting flat on the table, and scored a couple diagonals like that on each one. And then I came back from this side and just kind of pushed it with my finger, pushed it through. And then I took my little die grinder with a bit I've got on it and just kind of went around that, and then finished it out with my superfine rat tail file going in from this direction, so that I didn't cause any of the veneer to push out this direction. So also I did get the mark sanded out, so that turned out fine. So that's the veneer piece. Now remember that it was all pieced together. Yeah, it's all together now. Pretty tight. I don't think it's going anywhere. Let's put it like that. So that's that. Now we're going to see if we can get it actually in the cabinet. See if it'll fit. Alright, so here's the cabinet. And I realize it's not 100% dry yet, but I want to make sure that I can get this piece in there in case I need to spread it a little bit. And so let's see what we got here. It's a little snug on the one side here. Let me pull that back out. We're a little snug. Snug over here on that edge right there. I'm not sure if it's snug because there's something in the crack, which is entirely possible. Kind of feels like there's something in the crack. It kind of looks like there's something in the crack. Let's see here. I don't think I had any glue in the crack, but something in the crack. Let me take a little piece of sandpaper here, see if we can clean out the crack some. Get my air compressor over here in a second, and I'll blow this crack out. Let me sand this just a little bit. Alright, let me get the air compressor real fast. Alright, now let's see if it'll go in. Alright, let's see here. Let's flip this around. Let's see what happens. It's definitely snug. It seems to be snug on this side here. I mean, I guess it's good it's snug, but I don't want it that snug. Let's see what we can do here again. We need to go in evenly. I'm going to put a little glue down here when I get a little closer. Alright, let me get a little glue on those blocks right there. I certainly don't think I need any in the actual slides. They seem to be doing just fine the way they are. Let's see if I can spread that a little bit. That didn't work too good. Need something a little more substance to it. Like that. I'm going to put a little bit on that edge too, I think. I'll do that after I lay it down. Put a little bit right there. Like that. spread there. So now I'm gonna squirt a little bit of glue right in here. Like that. Kind of mash it in there. And I'm going to squeeze this together with the clamps. And once I get the bottom, I can make sure that I can fit that in there. Don't tell me that ain't going to fit. You know what? That ain't going to fit. Darn it. I need a bigger clamp. I actually have a bigger clamp out in the garage. I'm going to go get the bigger clamp. Alright, so there it is. There's the bottom. I sanded that edge right there is what I did. I get some glue in here and we're going to get this in place. Yeah, we're going to just put some glue on the side here and let it run down on the bottom piece. Seam right here. And across right here. And then we'll wipe it all up after we get the piece in. And obviously I bumped the camera and I apologize for that. But, you know, what can I say? Alright, they're okay over there. I'm going to put a little more over here. And that's running down in the front, so we're going to go ahead and stick some here and here. And that's all going to run down inside there. It'll be a complete mess and I'll have to wipe it all out, but I'd rather have to wipe it out and have a good glue joint as to not have enough in there and have it come apart again. So, see if we can set this thing in here now. We're in. So, now I'm going to clamp this thing together. Like I was talking about earlier, I got my big clamp from out in the garage. Let's go on the side here. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now I want to clamp from the front, if I can. See if we can go this way. So we got it drawn together good. And another one over here. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty tight down there in the top front. Feel pretty flush here and here while it's still wet and hopefully not have the whole thing come apart on me. Try and keep from bumping the camera, but still keep you guys in focus where you can see what I'm doing. Alright, see right here is where I wanted to wipe that out. Looks like we got a tight gap, so I think we're okay there. Now, let's see what we got going on inside. I'm sure a huge mess. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but yeah, it's a pretty good mess going on inside there. I might as well turn you off and clean that up a little bit because I'm going to keep bumping the camera till I do. Alright, I got her all clamped up on the bench. A nice clean towel, dry towel. And it's cleaned about as clean as I can get it on the outside and on the inside. If you guys can see that. Whatever runs down, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot that runs down. But my intention is I'm going to take some brown paint and paint the inside of that cabinet before I put the rest of it in there anyway. It wasn't painted from the factory, but I have some brown paint I use in my Philcos. It works pretty good. But so that's it. That's the repair on the cabinet. We'll end this video here and start the next video. Once the clamps are all off, and I do some surface sanding and get it ready for finish, and then we'll do some finish on it. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching Gregg's Vintage Workshop.